Chapter 3, The Sorghum Secret, page 11. With the success of the compost and the growing understanding of sustainable practices, Elara turned her attention to the plants themselves. Today's lesson was about sorghum, a hardy, drought-resistant grain that could thrive in the harsh Texas climate. She led the villagers to a small plot of land where a few stalks of sorghum stood tall and proud. "This," she began, her voice echoing across the parched earth, "is our future. This is sorghum, a grain that can withstand the heat, the lack of water, the very challenges we face." She showed them the thick, fibrous stalks, the broad leaves that captured every precious drop of dew, the clusters of seeds that held the promise of future harvests. "We will learn to cultivate this grain, to save its seeds, to ensure its survival and ours." Page 12. Elara demonstrated the techniques for planting sorghum, explaining the importance of spacing and depth. She showed them how to prepare the soil, using the nutrient-rich compost they had created. She emphasized the need for careful watering, using only the rainwater they had collected. "We must learn to work with the land, to understand its rhythms," she explained, her fingers gently tracing the contours of the soil. "We cannot force it to yield, but we can nurture it, guide it, and it will provide for us." She taught them the importance of seed saving, showing them how to select the strongest, healthiest plants and carefully harvest their seeds. "These seeds," she said, holding a handful of the tiny grains, "are our legacy. They are the promise of future harvests, the guarantee of our survival." Page 13. The challenges were immense. Water was scarce, the heat relentless. The sun beat down on the parched earth, baking the soil, withering the leaves. Elara and the villagers worked tirelessly, watering the plants with precious rainwater, shading them from the midday sun with makeshift shelters. One afternoon, a dust storm swept across the land, a swirling vortex of sand and grit that blotted out the sun. The villagers huddled in their shelters, their faces covered, their eyes stinging. The wind howled, the dust swirled, and the world outside was a chaotic blur. When the storm finally subsided, the villagers emerged, their faces grim, their hearts heavy. The sorghum plants were battered, their leaves torn, their stalks bent, but they had survived. Page 14. Elara surveyed the damage, her eyes filled with a quiet determination. "We will not be defeated," she declared, her voice strong and clear. "We will mend what is broken. We will protect what is left. We will not give up." They worked together, carefully straightening the bent stalks, removing the torn leaves, watering the plants with the last of their rainwater. They built windbreaks from salvaged wood and cloth, shielding the plants from future storms. Slowly, gradually, the sorghum plants began to recover. New leaves sprouted, new stalks emerged, new clusters of seeds formed. The villagers watched, their hearts filled with a renewed sense of hope. Page 15. The harvest was small, but it was enough. Enough to feed the village, enough to save seeds for the next planting, enough to prove that even in the harshest of conditions, life could find a way to thrive. Elara gathered the villagers, holding up a handful of the harvested sorghum. "This," she said, her voice filled with emotion, "is our victory. This is the fruit of our labor, the reward for our perseverance. We have learned to work with the land, to respect its power, to embrace its gifts." They shared a simple meal of sorghum porridge, a taste of the future, a promise of abundance. The sorghum, once just a grain, had become a symbol of resilience, a testament to the power of knowledge, the strength of community, the enduring hope of survival.
I hope you found that entertaining. If you did, please hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. I'm always trying to bring you new chapters. See you next time.